So you mentioned something about music in the church, and for one, I know that you play keyboard.
Yeah.
And as I said, hey, the keyboardist players, girls with the beards,
Yeah,
like keyboard, and
but
the
dangerous,
beards, and the beards, and the girls seem to throw themselves at you. How would you react to that situation? Because for sure it has happened a couple of times.
Hey, my sister, me, I won't lie to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I won't lie, my sister. I dealt with them accordingly.
6 months. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Hello, this is your girl Ntabi. We are back again with the PK podcast.
And this is your girl Dimpo Janashi. We are back again to explore the unique and perspective I was growing up as pastor's kids. We have our brother Luyanda Lata. Please tell us about yourself.
As you have said, Dimpo, I'm Luyanda Lata. I'm also a PK. I'm involved in a lot of different things as an aspiring businessman. Also, I'm a musician, which is something I got from church.
Nice.
Yeah, my background is actually Christian orientated. So, yeah.
Okay.
That's all.
So, please tell us a bit about how you grew up as a PK specifically.
Okay, I would say to you, growing up as a PK, for me, it wasn't something big in the same way, because of I was around people who didn't pressurize me, and I think also being able to relate with a lot of different people, that has also helped me to ease the pressure of being a PK. But I would say it is a wonderful and also a challenging path, but here we are.
Yeah. So do you mind telling us a bit about the challenges, since when we are talking about the challenges of, as much as maybe you did not experience the severity of it, but any challenges, because there's no way in PK go be smooth and all that. So what are some of the challenges that you personally have encountered as a PK?
I'd say the first one is that my father used to be away at the crusade, and I didn't have enough time to spend with him whilst I was growing up. So at that time I used to long for him that. It's not like he was an absent father. He was there, but he was always busy, trying to make a living for us. Also crusades, keeping him busy as an evangelist. So that is the most part I would say I remember. It was the most challenging for me. And sometimes I would say when your parents are serving God, sometimes the things that happen in the house, because every house has its own challenges. We are not the same in terms of finances. So I would say whenever we would have serious needs, I would really start to doubt this thing. So that is why I'm as a PK, you need to be mature to understand their journey, your journey also, and then
talking about doubting this thing as a PK's child because of finances and everything, because it seems to be a bit of a problem for almost all of us, because we adjust our chair, people become like, eh, modimo bona amoholo, but just look at how they are living. Modimo bona ha ba sebeletse. The father is always awake at the crusade, but there is actually nothing that they are getting in return. So I want to know from you, wasn't like an influencing because you know most of the pastors now, when they feel that struggle, they decide to go astray and they decide to take other paths, as in like joining things that are not right. So on your side, didn't you somewhere feel like, no, my father lived this and I feel like now it's time that we change the procedure, because now it seems like God is wasting time.
Yeah. No, I think if not all of us PKs, but I would say most of us, we go through that. But we are not the same. As I'm saying, like, sometimes certain things, for you to understand, you need to grow into them, you know. So for me, my father is a very strong person with a very strong character, you know. So for me, whatever that we went through, you wouldn't even see that we are having problems, but because of us, I was very close with my mother. So certain things, we used to share a lot of things. So these things, man, for you to understand that, like, you need to grow into them, because of everyone has that point where you feel like things ain't working, but you must also remember the good moments also.
I think also talking about, trying to divert into maybe like other beliefs. I think for me, it's just a thing of, speaking of challenges, right? Maybe things are not going the way we expect them to happen, because now we are praying to God, we are asking him that this and that, or what to do this. For me, I have always found comfort in knowing that this is not a first challenge or situation, that Modimo has done things for me in the past, or he has done things for my parents in the past. So I always find comfort in that, to say, you know what, no matter what, no, this is what's happening. I always find comfort in knowing that Modimo has done it. He's able to do it again. And also, I think another thing, you'll be wanting things to happen at that time. Exactly. He's just, waiting for the right time. So I always find comfort in that.
So you growing up, didn't like people have expectations who could like maybe this is how Luyanda should live, and every time maybe how Nweta something wrong, like, did you find something like people ban and libotatali?
Okay, like, now I would say this, like, everyone is governed by personal principles. So from an early age, like, I used to develop a situation for it, like, develop an attitude for everything. When I wanted to do something, I wouldn't care who says what, So I had this cousin, whenever we wanted to do something, we would say, so, like, it's related to strategy, because of, I won't lie to you and say, we lived a holy life. No, that wasn't me. So I was a different person. So, and I happen, like, it's easy, man. The people who expect so much from you, when you're exposed to their weaknesses,
you feel like, that's true.
And no one will tell me at that time. That's what I told myself.
So like, do you mind, because I'm more interested in wanting to know, what are some of the things that you used to do since when you were not holy?
Okay, to be straight with you, I would say everyone, like, when you're growing up, you have you develop that thing of having to choose whatever that you want to do. And then at that time, your peers, or let me just say, like, your surrounding or the environment, like, society can give a definition to something. When we say the only thing elente mo the way to monate
Get the jokes.
bojwala ke go tsuba ba bona ke banyana so
Yeah.
all of those things ne le dijo tsaka
Yo, for the food.
yeah
Oh,
so,
okay.
and I was the one actually like people would blame like my surround ekere batho ba ke nena le bona ba re mfeto ish a tsama le batho ba go dirisa diphoso and they didn't know
Oh, you are the one who's in
Because I think that's what happens
Yeah,
with most of us.
exactly.
Because I don't know what I do about gore it's like in Tabiseng ke ne man andidang. Because I remember with my dad, he would say to Lotsa gore but not every parent is like that.
Exactly. Yeah,
So
that's true.
and I was like, if only you knew for a kidna.
It's always the case. It's
Yeah.
always the case because
Yeah.
even with me, every time when I have to be friends with someone, just so they would look cool like me, Jampe batsube, Jampe bakadiye, Jampe bajole, Jampe badire, all those things, just to be friends with me.
yeah re batle batho ba
You know, somewhere somehow leadership in the veins because we tend to be the leaders.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Bana ba ba ruti do wana mo ruti he bana wa go nna hela le that thing.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So if speaking about your dad being an evangelist and all that, would you follow suit in that
In that
path?
path.
Yeah.
Definitely, I would because everything changes after an encounter that you have. You know,
Yeah.
we grow up in church, but I wouldn't say I was in church. We were going to church from Sunday school. All the stages to graduate
Yeah.
but ngare go golela mo nthong and then go baya like dilo tsa di tshwana.
Different things.
So until I got my encounter with Modimo, it changed everything, you know, with the weaknesses that one would have now, but most definitely I would follow.
So also it's like, has it always been like that for you, or is it just something that happened like recently? Because we have like different things. So for you, has it always been that thing, or is it something that just happened recently to say?
I was aware about it
Yeah.
from a very young age. From a very young age, I think to a point where I used to play church with my cousins. Yeah, so for me, it's alive. So yeah.
So you mentioned something about music in the church, and for one, I know that you play keyboard.
Yeah.
And as I said, hey, you know the keyboardist players, you know, girls with the beards, you know.
Yeah, no,
Oh, like keyboard, and
But
the beards,
dangerous,
you know, and the beards, and the girls seem to like throw themselves at you. How would you like react to that situation? Because for sure it has happened a couple of times.
Hey, it's my sister. Me, I won't lie to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, I won't lie, my sister. I dealt with them accordingly.
Sips once. Okay. Yeah.
So I dealt with them, my sister, the way they came. You know. I mean, as a boy child, yeah, we are born chasers, you know.
Yeah.
And stuff, I mean, natural born chaser. So if motor Clarissa, it's just there. Give a one. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, all right. So, right. Okay. So, speaking about girls and everything else, like, do you see yourself with someone's child anytime soon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very soon.
Very, very
Never.
soon.
Oh.
Yeah, type of thing.
Is it?
Very, very soon.
Yeah, because there's something going on now. It's really promising.
Okay. La utlwa ke go sister gore
So, skenela rapela le botse.
It's very promising. Yeah. So
okay.
I think also age, man. I think we need to start doing things the right way. Yeah.
So how would you maybe help her in knowing that there's a challenge, and it's when you faced your own challenges as a pastor's kid.
Yeah.
So how would you make sure that she's comfortable as someone who's married to a pastor's kid? Yeah, well,
Okay, number one, like the most, I think I would say it's an advantage because of for her she's not a PK, but like for us PKs, we are born into this thing, but other people they are not born into it, but they just have that zeal of following into that one. So with how I've noticed her and with a couple of conversations that we had in Nalene, like I don't think she's gonna struggle because she's about Jesus. She's a Jesus girl. Yeah,
so kuthiwa ke how le ngwana mogotsi or o pholositse go ntontone, you are not supposed to jola sex before marriage ntoni. So how are you handling that situation?
My sister, for me, for me, those things, I knew them, but I was never like one of those people who said like, I've adhered to those things, because of once you are exposed to certain things, trust me, it's not easy to pull yourself out.
Right.
So on that one, it would be very difficult for me to answer it.
I hear you. No problem, no pressure though. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so as you know, there's a lot of things and then bazalwane, they tend to blame our parents and around the church and all that. So how would you like handle the criticism with the bazalwane
or the community,
as a whole concerning your parents?
Well, first of all, it depends on how your parents react to that.
Okay.
And then if obviously like grounded people, they will react like they will not react to such things. They're used to them. So we were always taught from a very young age like we don't react to such. They happen. I had an instance like someone was talking about like my parents there, I don't know, and then like I was just calm because of I knew the so like when you react to everything also as a person you will never be fruitful. So we are used to that. It's part of life.
So you're not one to say
anything. So
Well,
I really wish I was you at that age.
No, like I get it. So before anything, like it all better straight in the heart. But like if you were prepared for such things.
Yeah.
And if and then you wouldn't really mind. I mean, my father was associated with a lot of things, Some of the people they thought maybe it's already difficult or something. So if I know the truth, I don't care. My sister. Yeah.
So you are speaking about preparation. How does one prepare themselves to hear all these silly things about your parents? Because I think we can also say maybe we've heard things about our parents, How do you prepare yourself? Because maybe there's someone who's watching and I don't know how to deal with this, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How do you prepare yourself to not care?
I think everyone is governed by personal principles. And then for such things, you don't get prepared. But as long as people are talking like behind your parents' back, I don't think like those things, they are very, very important. Because of if you are making progress in life or you are making a move or impact or change, surely there will be people talking about you. So I think also for us as a generation that is growing up, we must be ready for that. It's really, it's nothing for me. I don't know for the other person, but for me it doesn't bother me.
It's honestly nice to be you, because at that age I think I could have explored it. So according to you, there's nothing really challenging about being a pastor's kid, something that you've maybe went through or passed through as a pastor's kid that you say, ish, if ever but I couldn't have like passed through it.
My sister, not to say
It has been smooth.
it has been smooth, or there's something that I remember. Se serious or se critical, se ke se gopolang. But one thing I can say, we must also learn to differentiate between church affairs,
Yeah.
the affairs tsa ko ntlong.
Yeah.
Because trust you me, your father I got to almost staging up a very powerful message. But you don't know what's going on between your father and your mother.
Yeah.
And then never feel good to you just go to the shop and now boa and be upside down. Those people are gonna the couple, they have their own life. So certain things really they need you to grow up a little bit so that you can understand them.
That's actually a powerful statement, because I hear you clearly, because I think a lot of people kereke le ko ntlong ba the type of thing ya gore just because ko kerekeng o so le mo ntlong tshwantse go be so people are gonna fight ke couple so it has nothing to do with him being a pastor or whatever. I hear you. I hear you.
So yeah, for me I would say, like, from the experiences I want as bale couple and then the experiences of Papa Ali Wane as a person, as a hustler, as a businessman also, and then le life those things are diswari because of he's a different person when he's out for money, and then he's a different person when he's at home, and then he's a different person when he's at church. So we all have like
that sequence
that
in
sequence
life.
in our life. Yeah.
So I heard you talk about business and whatnot. How do you balance that, the equation of having a business and being a PK and, like, because a lot of times I get a lot of whatever that we do as PKs, people have to talk. Because I know he loves money a lot. This one is a millionaire. He loves money so much. So how do you balance that thing of I love money? Because also there's the thing how long or uli mozalwane. Like we shy away from that thing of loving money. So how do you balance that?
Okay, this question actually is a very funny one. So the things one is that for money.
Yeah.
But I would say, from a young age, I was driven, and I knew that there's a space in the corporate world, secretary dominator. That one is something that I knew from an age. I just needed to find myself. So I started other ventures. They didn't work, but I'm happy that I know the reason why. Because of certain things, you get good business ideas, you try them. But it doesn't mean when a business is good, it's yours.
Yeah.
You understand? And then a lot of them, they failed. But being a PK has helped me with the support that I received in my businesses. It wasn't because of people are supporting me, because of it's me. Some they were supporting
because of your father.
Because of my
So
father.
that's
an advantage, Also my aunt, like in everything that I've done, my aunt, in everything that I've done in terms of business, they've always been there. So it depends. Like, my parents don't shy away from money. We don't shy away from money. When money, we don't leave money at the table. That's how we build. So but I got it.
Yes.
Yes.
So okay, like since we are talking about money, let's say for instance, I think we know and all that.
Yeah.
So would you, and being a PK, like would you do something for your church? Say if you had like millions,
Yeah.
do you think you would?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Most definitely. If I had 10 million now, I wouldn't mind to give the church 3 million or 2 million. Because also I've noticed the church, a lot of churches actually, they are struggling financially, not because of people don't have money, but I think it's systems that are in place. Or the kind of training that you give to people, you must teach people about money, how does it work, So I think in our churches, that's what lacks the most. The systems that are on this side, like in this area, the systems that are like there's just something that's not balancing. So for that reason, I would always be ready to help the church.
And also, wouldn't it be in your mind since we are not really taught about how to make money and all that?
Yeah.
Yes, we are just taught the word of God, which is a good thing.
Yes.
So would you think Oka implement that thing, teacher maybe something of how to go and all that in order for all of the congregation maybe to be successful or
Yes, if I had the content, I would teach about it. I would say now, I'm still a scholar. Such I'm trying to learn how it works. So, but if I have like information tangible, that will be something for, especially Majida because of challenge when it comes to finances, a lot of frustrations. So I would come into that space.
awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, please don't mind us. We love money a lot. So, and also one thing I've noticed, how and all that, and which is that's why I think a lot of churches like he's been saying, body, something. Like we are scared to associate ourselves with money. And everybody.
Straight up.
So would you like how would you encourage maybe someone, since we are still talking about money, we're about to say you are a PK and you feel like, or just anybody, and you feel like I'm scared maybe or
because the root of money is the root of evil or something like that.
like how do you uzidibanisa njani ezi zinto zokuthi money belongs to me nokuthi iBhayibheli ithi the root of all evil is money. Like how would you encourage someone to say no, there's nothing wrong with that, as long as you don't really
Okay, based on my experience, I would say to someone who's listening, never find yourself going after money only in a desperate situation. Because of with me, I went for money, get desperate, and the regret is great. And the consequences, it's not everything that people know about me, but I would say being desperate for money, number one, that's something that will set you up for failure. Number two, don't be hard on yourself, man. Take it one step at a time. And number three, you must, if you can see it, there's someone said to me, if you can see it, surely you're going to achieve it. It's a matter of finding yourself, finding your space. And I mean, if you have money, you are influential, And I would an example like if you there's so so for motho o leng again o tshaba tšhelete e le mozalwane nna I don't like batho ba ba rapelang go sena di-result
santse re rapele re bone ha ntse ema ya ntse re bone wa bo e ntse re rapela.
So prosperity in feto ke direng ya kingdom for modimo feto direng we feed rona jo because of we need prosperity to can tell someone about Jesus. I can't tell some motho mong ka Jesu feto like motho a bona gore na
yo I know.
So now for now like in my mind that's how I'm thinking of this. So I want to talk ke batla go bua ka modimo ke batla go evangelize ke batla go dira but I never want to find myself in a space how like bua motho tlo go doubt
Exactly.
I ke batle this
O bua ngwena because also o bua nnete ha re you need money for dilo tsa modimo because how ya go evangelize o tlo go tsaba ka motho
You understand?
so you need things like that.
Everything that you are doing, the keyboard player they are being paid, worshiping team,
everything in the church.
Yes, money basically.
Everything in the church needs money.
So speaking about that, money and being a keyboard player, like what's your take on people who work in the church? Or let me ask you specifically, like what is your take about you were at church, like would you say you are want to say I want to get paid for this, or are you doing it because I'm doing it for God? As much as I'm here at my church doing it, but simply it's for God. Or are you one of those who say because I understand for some it's income, but how anything else that you are doing. So are you one to say every month, every Sunday, put it here? Or what's your take on that?
Me, my sister, I'm that type of like feeling like if I play,